What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I've made a video, and I wanted to make one, obviously because I like making videos, but also because one thing I've realized with everything that's going on in the world is you see all these different posts from a lot of different people. Some people you've met in your childhood, some people you've never met but you know their name, maybe through high school or college or whatever the case is, mutual friends. And then some people you don't know at all. So on my friends list, I noticed there's a fair amount of people that I actually haven't met in person. I think this is typical for a lot of different people. And so I wanted to do a little mini series. And it's just going to be a get to know me series. So the first topic I wanted to discuss was just simply my job. For those of you who don't know, I am a building engineer. I'm in the local 399 Union. That's off of Canal Street, 18th and Canal, downtown in the South Loop. And so a lot of you might have a misconception of what a building engineer does. I know in the trades sometimes we can be laughed at like, oh, you don't really do anything all day, you're trying to look for a place to hide. When I say building engineer to people, they don't really know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. So for those of you who work in an office building, what we do is we have a work ticket system, and a lot of you that do work in an office building know that you have the ability to put in a work ticket. Whether you're hot, you're cold, your desk broke, your keyboard's not working, the elevator's stuck, someone's in there, they need help getting out, there's a light out somewhere, and what we would do is we would receive that work ticket and then we would be able to go and try and fix that problem. Sometimes it takes longer than others to fix these problems depending on the scope of work, but I want you to know that we do move as fast as we can, trying to get things done in a fashionable manner, a timely manner. And so there's a lot of equipment behind the scenes that you guys have no idea that we're actually touching. They call them PMs, preventative maintenance, and we have a program for that. And how that works is there's a list of equipment that keeps the building running, keeps the AC flowing. There's dampers that allow air to come in and out of the building. Sometimes those can get hung up, they need to be greased, they need to be PM'd. And there's motors, you have chillers. At my building we have a chiller plant, which the chillers are used to cool water down, and water flows through a set of coils. When the air passes over that water, it cools the building down and sends cold air up to the registers where you guys are sitting. There's a whole system involved, and it's kind of complicated. I did, believe it or not, have to go to school to learn a lot of this stuff. You can learn a good amount on the job, but the actual textbook knowledge is important too, just to have the overall general understanding of what's going on, especially when it comes to things like electric. You don't want to stick your hands where they don't belong, get electrocuted. I've been hit with 120 circuit, which is like your standard outlet, light switch, residential stuff in your household. That's usually 120, and I've been hit with that a number of times. It doesn't feel too good, but it's not anything too crazy. You can actually die from it. It's not the voltage that kills you, it's actually the amperage that kills you, and a lot of people don't know that. Textbook knowledge is important in the industry that I'm in. I don't have an actual degree. I've taken a number of certificate courses. I got my engineer's license from the city of Chicago. I took a test and I was able to pass that test with a 91%, and I got my license, and you become a licensed engineer, and then you can apply as a journeyman, and hopefully the building that you work at allows you to get hired. There's an apprenticeship program that you go through. It's a 3-year process. Some people can take the test in 2 years if their chief engineer feels that they are worthy of it, if they've been working hard, showing that they're advancing their skill set, and they feel comfortable in the building to be left alone. Because that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you're left there by yourself, and you got to be able to troubleshoot. You got to think real quickly. You got to adapt to a situation. So there's a lot more going on in my industry and my profession than just when people think of like maintenance, and they're like, oh yeah, he just goes in there and cleans the toilets and whatnot. Oh, you're a maintenance guy. There's a lot more to it than that. So for all you engineers out there, I got your back. But yeah, so that's my profession. I work at the Schaumburg Towers. I've been there, I want to say at least 6 years, probably going on 7 years now. I came from Rivers Casino, where I got my start in the engineers industry. I worked there for 3 years. I was a day one employee. Started in valet. I worked there for 2 months in valet, and then I shifted over to the engineers department, and that's where I met a bunch of amazing people that I still consider good friends today. If there's anything that anybody wants to know about engineering, feel free to shoot me a message if you want to figure out how you can maybe get into the 399. If you're, someone that isn't sure exactly, what career path they want to take, I can, explain a bunch of things, simplify that for you, give you a better understanding of what exactly we do on a day-to-day basis. But this is just the groundwork that I'm laying out. Like I said, I want to do a get to know you series. It's going to be maybe a 7-part series if I can come up with 7 topics about my life, so that you guys get to see me, beyond just the surface level, get to know me as a person. Okay, so that was part 1. That's my profession, building engineer. Don't forget it, homie.